that at the end of the day, he was the champion for 10 years, and if anybody's earned a shot, two, I think Conor McGregor has a secret, which is he's watching these guys strike and knows something they don't know. He's somehow, I don't know if he's
that too doesn't matter.
Hold on.
Because that's just saying who you think is going to win.
What I'm saying is this. When you knock a champion who's been that dominant and that good for 10 years out in 14 seconds,
13.
there is a question, which is, was that in some ways a fluke? Did he make one mistake and pay for it, which can happen in MMA with those small gloves? Does he get another shot to at least give us a longer fight?
Conor goes, he's going to come out extremely aggressive. Yes. I'm going to counter.
I know that, and I
called it.
Yeah.
And
Did you see the video of him warming up in the dressing room, and then in contrast, like a split screen with him warming up right next to the actual fight itself? He was preparing exactly for that maneuver. And he's mimicking Aldo's face-first movement, and he does this little, he makes an adjustment, he throws the first left hand, the first hand doesn't land, so if you watch him moving, he throws a side kick to the leg, then he makes a very slight step to the right. Aldo moves to the right hand, counters him with a left, boom.
He knows something. That's what I'm saying. Is I think that he would fight him again and knock him out again.
But that's irrelevant.
But I think the champion gets a rematch. I mean, I think he deserves it. I really do. Jose Aldo.
Maybe, but here's the thing. It ties up the title for a long time, and you have all these contenders.
Yeah.
You have an amazing list of contenders. How about this? How about you have Jose Aldo fight Max Holloway? And you have a fucking great fight between one of the top contenders and Max Holloway, this young, exciting kid, 24 years old, beating everybody, just figured out Jeremy Stevens. He's elusive, he's slick, he puts on a fucking show. He's a motherfucker. He has crazy cardio, he's driven and fired up, and you can't quite have him fight for the title yet because Frankie's ahead of him, and it's, you know, the division is super exciting. Frankie fucking cleared the way, man. Frankie was pissed he didn't get the shot when Chad got it.
Yes.
After he beat Uriah, they thought that Frankie, his safety-first style against Uriah was boring. He wanted a decision. He didn't try to finish him. Chad went out and blew Ricardo Lamas out of the water. Chad gets the shot. And Frankie's like, what the fuck? Look what I did to Cub Swanson. Look what I did to all these other people. So then what does he do? He goes out there and takes it out on Chad. Murks him.
Yeah.
Puts him away. In my opinion, like, as a fan, I'm excited to see that. I think, here's another thing. I really believe this wholeheartedly, and I think this is a very important point. Fighters should wait a long fucking time after they get knocked out like that.
True.
He got clean.
You know this. You don't have to make yourself by yourself.
And basically said that Aldo's rib is too painful and he will not be fighting. So Chad Mendes now will fight Conor McGregor for the interim belt.
Why are you making this the fight for the interim belt, Mendes and McGregor?
Well, you know, Jose Aldo's pulled out of 5 title fights, and you know, Conor's ready to go. The #1 guy in the world, Chad Mendes, is ready to go. So it makes sense. They'll fight for the interim title, and whenever Jose Aldo is ready, then that fight can happen to unify.
How do you feel about Aldo pulling out, Dana?
You know, it's his decision. I don't feel great about it. It's definitely, you know, we've spent a lot of money promoting this fight. A lot of people excited about the fight, so it's definitely disappointing.
Conor, how do you feel about the fact that Aldo is pulling out and not fighting?
If a man is scared for his life, we cannot force him to step inside and face me. You know, I feel he is afraid. The doctors have cleared him to fight. It's a bruise, but he has still pulled out. So rightfully so, the belt should be taken from him, and we should contest for the interim belt, or in my opinion, the real belt.
Why do you think he was so scared of him?
I just feel he was beaten mentally before I had the chance to beat him physically. So I felt even through the World Tour and through all the build-up, he was looking for his way out. This guy is a dead man walking, and that's I am going to maul him. I'm going to rip him limb from limb.
Yeah. We own the first head of Royale guards, but it's across over the native driveway. Yeah, there's two paddocks. Ours is the first one by the yard, and then the second one belongs to between us and the White House. No, on the other side of my driveway. Yeah. Yeah.
suppose I just set up a new thumbnail. Yo, hey, yo, please, I'll just call you. You said change that already. Oh, no, do it. It's good. It's good. Yo, change your please, I'll just call you. You said change that already. You know, just get moderated for people. Change your see if I can start taking the yes and already see the stream on it. It does, it does. Stop stomach. Who's that?
Bye.